Here for you. Me just there. Me just a chat. The work. Yes, I gotta work. No, I like that though. Alright. Yes, is she nana? Is she nana? Is she? So lava. Hold on. You wanna be? What that? Me look at that. Watch. I look at that, huh? Yeah, me that. Yeah. Right. I do what? Yeah, that's your name, Nana. Hi, Nana. I see it again. So, hi, Nana. See, Justin. Hi, Nana. Oh, y'all video, man. Yes, video, man. All right, go back to your room now. For a reason now. And close the door. Wait, Lava, listen to me. I only have 2 minutes for you now. I have 2 minutes for you tonight. So you have 2 questions you can ask me. 2 questions? Yeah. All right then. I see. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years in the business? In the business, I see myself riding on my man cocky, and I see myself doing the thing then. Why am I doing the thing then? I want to do the blood clot thing then. You can't book that. You understand? This is the last more than 2 minutes. I might get argument this. What you say? Me want to do the blood clot thing then. Me want bust it open pan my man cocky. I said to you, so you like hard fuck? Me love blood clot fuck. But you know say something? Me not want too much blood clot hard fuck. Because they give me too much hard fuck, me honestly God, me turn around and boxing on your blood clot now. You say like I'm gonna wine on your wallet. Yeah. 6, even I say you like dirty talk, I like. Yeah, me have to have that. Me have to have that blood clot. Me have to have the blood clot thing then. Example? Yeah? What is that? Blood clot, yeah. Yeah. Call it the most rude name then. Well, but you know what's so crazy, that's so funny? Because for some reason, I never had a man that would call me the craziest name. Even if I said it's fine. I guess I don't know. Them no one said, them no one call me out of my name, and what them want call, them want love thing, them want baby, and all of them something there. I get blood clot, bitch, we are all a fuck here. Yeah. Oh, 6 Lord. Them no one call me them thing there. Oh, 6 Lord. Well, like we are slap up though. Yeah. And me like when them start, choke me from the back. Yeah. No. Do back and them a choke me, I feel it on my throat and thing. Me like that too. Oh, you like that part there too? Yeah, me like that part there. Oh. Right, that's all. Never know. Well, now your blood clot, pussy clot, no. Yeah. So I'm a Christian. I'm thinking you're Christian. What? I think you're a Christian. I am a Christian. So Lord Daddy, I tell me to talk because me a Christian, me a married woman. No, I'm married blood clot woman. Me can suck and fuck if me want blood clot fuck. Well, so like your tongues get fuck out. Yeah, blood clot, yo. Lava, get off my life, no man. Blood clot, go on, man. Sure. No, God, no blood clot. Get off my life. I have to talk to somebody else. What reason? Come I have to go. What are you doing? Lava, get up on my lava. I can't even walk it. What? Before you leave, we have to do this something, remember? Yeah, man, I would send it for you. Send? I'll take care, yeah? Yeah, I love you. Love you too. Listen to me, y'all. I said to Lava, yo, Lava, me like do the thing, them. Yes. And don't nobody have to tell me about how. fake my Jamaican accent is just mind your business, y'all. Okay. So, okay. Now look, y'all. Wait, who is this right here? This said, is she ill? Why are they talking about blood clots? Hey, pretty. Oh, yeah. Wait, somebody said, is she ill? Why are they talking about blood clots? Who is that? I tried to add the person. It said Kevin R. Samuels.
Didn't know, man. All I heard was blood clots and shit. I'm old. We might need 911 over there. So.
Let me tell you. You see, let me tell you why I love the universe, and I am a firm believer of the universe.
Okay.
Listen, I wanted to get on and talk to you for a very long time.
Is that right?
That's very right.
What we got?
So I want to know what you gotta, let's have this real talk. Let's have this real talk. Because I know a lot of times when people will speak to you, it's like they trying to be funny.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like if you call somebody trying to be funny, yes, I feel if you call somebody trying to be funny, then don't be mad at what you get. If you call somebody that, and you're really trying to, sincerely ask questions or get information or chat, then that's different. So I want to talk to you.
Okay. What are we talking about?
Well, what do you rate me?
Is that what we're starting off with? Do you think that men rate women?
No, I thought, because isn't that what you do?
What have you seen in my content? Have you just seen like the clips?
Yeah. I think I always see people calling you and you tell them. You always see people calling you and you tell them, you ain't no such and such. You lying to yourself. You ain't this.
What I typically don't do is I don't typically rate people. I ask if they rate themselves. I usually ask these questions.
So let's start it that way.
Yeah. How tall are you?
I'm 5'3".
Mm-hmm.
My dress size? Don said, my dress size? That's a good question. I guess a 4.
All right. And on a scale from 1 to 10, you can't use 7. What would you rank yourself? Fresh face out of the shower, just you.
Yeah.
That's how I always ask the question.
7.
Can't use 7. That's why 7 is the most common answer.
Really?
It's a default answer for most people because they don't want to go too high, they don't want to go too low.
Well, no, it ain't a default answer for me.
Well, let's see. I would give you a 9. I would give you a 9 because you have the facial symmetry and you get additional points for eyes. Full lips. See, it's not. I'm an actual image consultant. I'm sure you deal with a lot of people who take your pictures and stuff and so forth. You have a symmetrical face. And so it's much more based upon facial symmetry. It's not based on European beauty standards or anything like that. It's much more based upon what human beings have evolved to find attractive.
Wow.
You get additional points because we have evolved to find more slanted eyes, some attractive, especially when they're not on Asian.
Wow.
That's not what gets translated. Most of the time, people take my clips and cut it down to something that's gonna make a viral moment. It's gonna start a conversation. Take the good with the bad. Have you seen anything else that I do?
I saw one time when you checked this lady for, I guess it was a white lady or a Hispanic lady, and you was like, oh, you're not going to come on this show and talk down on black women. That's what the fuck you're not going to do. Yeah. And so, again, that was a clip. I didn't see the context, really, but...
Well, I get a rap of hating black women. And it's far from that. I mean, there were 50 black women who report that they've gotten married as a result of watching my content.
Really?
It's on my Instagram. I actually had a young sister just post up saying, hey, as a result of you, I snatched the ring. I just actually posted a brother who was about to move to the Dominican Republic, and he found his wife in my Facebook group. Like 12 couples have gotten married in there. But that stuff didn't get publicized. But when I'm talking about relationships, I'm talking about men and women, but because I'm black, I'm talking about us. And at the time, I would bring stuff in, and then a lot of times sisters would say, well, men, when they get to a certain level, they only want white women or this or that. So I let women from other races come in. I'm like, okay, well, can you learn anything from them? What would you teach them? And the one woman came in, and she thought she was going to do what I did to black women. Like, hold on, wait. Now, we can talk this way. Karen, you sit your ass down over there. Because I don't play that. I wouldn't let, despite popular opinion, I love my mother, I love my daughter. But we do have to have a family conversation. And what's starting to happen more is, actually, we're starting to have more conversations. It ain't comfortable. But we're starting to see progress.
Well, let me ask you this just outright then. Why do successful black men date outside of their race?
Well, I would say this. When I look at men, I split them up. Guys I consider to be in the industry, music, entertainment, athletics, and then guys on the business side. Because I come from that side. But more often than not, black men want to be with black women. 85% of black men are married to black women.
Oh.
When I had my guys come to me, even after they got themselves together, like Dennis Furling, the guy who just moved, he found his black wife in my group. Black men we want to be with them. The problem is, let's be honest, in my lifetime, we weren't really raised to learn how to get along with one another. We can kick it, we can hook up, and can we work together long term? And you're married now, right? Okay, relationship is a skill set. It's different than dating in short term. We really want to talk that kind of stuff. And what successful people who are doing good in their professional life want to fail in their personal life. And in the black community in particular, when we fail in our personal lives, we pay a huge penalty because so few of us get married. It's almost like we like to see people's marriages fall, but we need more of those things in order to build whatever we're going to be, because people may not like my method, but I want to see more black men who want black wives get with black women. And that's the outcome we're getting. It ain't pretty. Sometimes it ain't pretty.
Can I say something real quick? Black women, can we stop talking about if these niggas want us or not? Excuse me, Kevin, this is not, I'm talking to black women real quick. Can we stop posting all day on TikTok? Because I newly went to TikTok and I just kept seeing this. Black women, can we stop talking about if these successful black men want us or not? Like, can we just focus on us and we be successful, and then we go out there and we decide who the fuck we want. Because what I've been seeing is, I feel like I've been seeing men using that as an opportunity because they've been hurt, and somebody done wanted to do that, and they've been using it as a way to come out and lash out and poke fun at black women and use it as a way to feel like they somebody or they something. Or so for all you niggas that's doing that on TikTok, wherever the fuck y'all at, eat a dick, go away. Nobody gives a shit about you. And I want black women to stop fucking posting about whether or not y'all want black women or not. Okay? Well, I want black women just to focus on themselves, be successful, and then you go out there and you decide the trajectory of your life. Okay?
Well, here's the thing. There's a lot of hurt on both sides. Mm-hmm. And especially in the black community, we don't really do a lot of counseling, therapy. I recommend therapy often because we got a lot of stuff individually that we want to deal with. And marriage and relationships are not for everybody. And I'm just trying to, ultimately I ask people, what do you want? What do you want? And what are you prepared to do to get what you want? And are you willing to pay that cost? It's really the conversation, but it always gets kind of whittled down. But at the end of the day, what we are seeing is, especially if you're under 30, it's harder for guys today under 30 than it was from 50 years ago, because you can't take care of a family on out of high school or just coming out. So they're at the bottom. And I just had men's week, and I told guys, look, while you're under 30, work on getting yourself together, because like it or not, you're really not in a position like you should be to be able to work with, lead, do anything like that. And you see the hurt on both sides, because a lot of times people will use these talking points to go at and poke women over here, but that's not what's going on right now. This year we're past the sound. We still laugh. We still do all that stuff. We're talking about self-awareness and moving the needle. I'm in LA tomorrow talking with a famous sexologist, a womanist feminist, to talk about things that that people on my side may not understand, to further open the conversation up. Because that's what we have to get to. We got to end up, for whoever want to be involved with whoever, we got to end up having a better conversation, because while we're separate, fighting, everybody else just eats off of us. That's really what that looks like. So, but,
okay, Kevin. So since we got to get down to the business chat.
Go ahead.
Now, do you think a man can have sex 3 times a night for the rest of his life?
Most guys can't.
They can't?
Not for the rest of his life, no.
Well, how many times they gonna be able to do it?
It's how much he's working. It's how much he's working. That's why I say it's different on.
But wait, listen, no. Listen, hold on. How many times should a man expect to have sex? What is, in your opinion, how many times should a woman give their man sex a week?
A week? Mm-hmm. I'm a fan of the as often as he wants it.
Hold on.
Because here's the thing. Here's the thing. You look at, like I said, I look at guys, most guys I'm talking to are working 10, 12-hour days. Bernie Mac said, I'm going to come home and give you 50 strokes. You count them if you ain't got time. Most dudes start off like they porn stars. Look here, man. Get good at foreplay, eat some pussy, and get on. Because we don't have all that time. We get old, our back hurt, it gets out.
Oh, no.
When you get older. But I think a healthy sex life 2 to 3 times a week is what most people are doing, because they got kids.
Yes, no, I
But when you're single, no kids, whenever you want to.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know about that.
No, I understand, because yes, things change when you have to be looking at your baby, and a lot of, I get it, I totally get it. But let me ask you something. do men really want, because I was having this discussion 2 days ago, do men really want a woman to be all up under them? Baby, hi, yeah, ooh, or do they just say they want that, and when they want that, and when they get it, they be like, because I feel like me being mean is what, yeah.
Patrice, the late great Patrice O'Neal said it the best. We want you around, but not around. He made a comedy bit where he said, we want you in the house, kind of like around the corner in the vent somewhere. We kind of want you to be like a cat. When you call a cat's name, hey, babe. Okay, you're there, cool. We just want to know you're in touching distance. It's really how we, because we
and I feel like I'm like a man. I feel like I'm, a lot of people throughout my life would tell me that I'm like a man. Because I remember people would tell me I shouldn't expect as a woman to have a climax every time I do it, right? Like Hilton. And I said, excuse me, are you out of your fucking mind? Why wouldn't I want to climax every time I have intercourse? Just like you want to climax when you have intercourse. And I was accused of being like a man. Not in my, this is years ago. And I knew that wasn't going to work, child. Because it's not only about you.
Well,
what do you think about that?
Well, so when I go to LA, I'll be talking to sexologists. Shambu Dream. There's a lot that men don't understand about sexuality. Most guys, you ask them what the Kama Sutra is, they don't know what it is. They don't know anything about tantric sex. They don't even know that. You couldn't even show them the anatomy of a vagina. They can understand the parts. Just weren't taught. So, if you know what you're doing, you're supposed. Yes, you should have as much orgasm. You should. You're multi-orgasmic. You can have more than we can.
That's right.
So the point is that I think that was part of the purpose of going down there, to have this conversation, because women's sexuality is so misunderstood by men. So a lot of guys make comments about women and not knowing, and they make decisions based on women. And I say ultimately this: if you ain't getting married, what the fuck you care about a woman's body count and who she fucking with? You ain't gonna take ownership of it. And if it's yours, you need to learn what to do. Because,
well, if I was a man, I would still care about who a woman is fucking. Just
safety, as long as it's clean. I'm talking about, there are guys who worry about things. Here's the thing: there's ownership and then there's dating. We do a lot to disqualify one another. And we got enough stuff already disqualifying us.
Oh, right. To put women down.
Yeah, or to discount men too. And I'm like, well.
MarketSmith by Investors Business Daily is a powerful stock research platform.